Welcome to the final episode of Little White Books. And to start us off, here is Mr. Mean.
Morning. Do you like my top hat? Good. Grab your coat. We're going on a little adventure. Back in time. Don't ask me how. Mind where you stand. There he is. That one. The man in the nice coat. An author, a long-haired dreamer. His name, long forgotten. That building? That's his publisher. He's going in to beg they publish another volume of his poetic drivel. Falling leaves and broken hearts. No need to listen in. It won't be a long conversation. You see, the publisher isn't interested in his drawing room despair, his pastoral sighs, or his aristocratic angst. The books aren't selling. But the comics, the newsstand stories, they fly. Ah, here he comes. Eyes down. Don't stare. Right. Let's jump forward a year. Oh, it's snowing. I told you to bring a coat. Here we are. These are called penny dreadfuls. Don't expect me to buy you one. Our frustrated poets come up with a good idea. These aren't the usual throwaway rags. No. They're for children. Bright, colorful. And here's the twist. Each one's a little horror show of bad behavior. Look. Mr. Rotten Teeth. Mr. Punch in the Face. Mr. Swear Word. Not just stories, but a guidebook on how not to be. A warning label disguised as a bedtime treat. Very Victorian, very clever, very cheap. Let's go. Actually, let's go into the publishers. You see, it's not the children buying them. These things are perfect for tight-fisted grandparents. Birthday obligation, fulfilled, conscience, clear. Cheaper than chocolate, and the kids are learning to read. Look at the list. The publisher wants more, there's money in this. So they keep coming. A dozen more. 50. 100 lurid little volumes piling up. A full set of them will be worth a few quid too. We aren't printing children's books, we're printing money. Top hats off. We're jumping forward a decade or so. Put this helmet on. You see, the well dried up. These aren't for kids anymore. The focus shifts. Adult nightmares now. Mr. Murder. Mr. Landmine. Mr. Machete. Don't do that at school, children. You'll get detention. But the children are gone, aren't they? Grown. Bearded. Burdened with bad habits. Looking back at childhood through murky puddles of distant battlefields. Sharing their rationed cigarettes. Laughing at their dog-eared copy of Mr. Warfare. We aren't printing children's books, we're printing hope. These new books are adult terrors, born from the desperate hope that their own offspring would build something better. The disfigured face of Mr. Mustard Gas, etched onto the unmarked grave of an entire generation's innocence. Right, that's enough of that. Let's go somewhere even worse. First, space. Sorry, no helmet. Hold your breath, won't take long. Here we are, a back alley of the universe, a place full of infinite possibilities, and somehow this is what they chose. Belief can be dangerous in the wrong hands. This world is one of eternal pain, war, and misery. Do you like gambling? Over there, Mr. Asbestos is bare-knuckle boxing Mr. Anthrax. These horrible beings are torturing themselves in ways only humans understand, whimpering in cages, biting, spitting, clambering over each other for survival. Now I know what you're thinking. What's this got to do with the Mr. Men? Come in here. Don't laugh. Even hell has bookshops. Here we are. Mr. Happy. You see, these weird walking terrors dream big. These books are what they want for their own children. Not human. Better, simpler, only the good. They dream of sheltering future generations from a horror. A world of comfort, innocence, of perfectly behaved people. They believe it's possible. And why not? Why not dream of a world where only good things happen? But only good? Is it bad to be mean, nosy, wrong? Before I slip away to a floor-level charity shop bookshelf next to a bag of Duplo blocks for £1. Before I go, I need to ask you, is it all about good or bad? Do we need the bossy, the naughty, the mean? Or should we throw them out? Do we sometimes need Mr. Men who are bad? A rainbow of identity, a spectrum of colour, or shall we just stick to shades of grey?
The only grey Mr. Men are sick. You know that? Sick.
This is Mr. Slow.
People always said I was harmless, just a slow, easygoing fellow ambling through life. Oh, Mr. Slow, they'd laugh, you'd never get away with anything bad. We'd stop you before you even finished doing it. And I would chuckle along, nodding. They were quite right. If I tried to steal, I'd be caught fumbling at the latch. If I tried to fight, my fist would still be rising as they walked away. Even my insults landed too late to sting, but malice, real malice, well, that doesn't need speed, does it? It starts with a whisper, a suggestion, a slow, dripping thought trickling into the mind. Funny how they never invite you, isn't it? I'd murmur. Strange how they looked away when you spoke. And then I would step back and watch as doubt took root. I like to listen to people cry. Not big, noisy sobs, no, I like the quiet, choked-back kind, the ones no one else was supposed to hear. I would stand behind Miss Shy's house, listening to her whimpering into her pillow. It was perfect, until Miss Naughty came along and gave her a new purpose. The tears stopped and laughter took their place. I hated that. Later I volunteered at the prison. Mr. Dizzy was delighted. A kind voice will do them good. So I became a counsellor. I would sit, lean in and murmur, if there's another flood and the cells stay locked, you will surely drown. The thought sat with them, grew inside them, like a worm in an apple, and then one night I heard it. Every cell, every prisoner, crying themselves to sleep, a slow, shuddering chorus. I closed my eyes, smiled and sighed. True happiness at last.
Announcement. This is Happy. Please remain in Mr. Land and do not to return to your old homes. I promise, in Mr. Land, we can build a new...
By the consensus of the majority, I am placing you under arrest.
It's the final day of Mr. Happy's regime. At last, Miss Bossy has mobilised a true consensus, drawing on everyone's skills and everyone's magic. Her long-held dream of teamwork has finally been realised. This is Mr. Small, followed by Mr. Mischief.
Well, the only real option was to arrest Happy. But you don't take down the king first. No, you pull the pieces out from underneath him. A game of Mr. Men Jenga.
There was nothing mischievous about that day. Sometimes you have to step in and take responsibility. Don't forget, when I wasn't in my hotel suite, cell number 1, I shared my quarters with Mr. Tickle. He told me what was happening. Not that he cared much about Mr. Land or Happy's desperate grip on power. Most Mr. Men were terrified of him. Personally, I never quite understood why. And, of course, Miss Sunshine was ill. Those painkillers she had. They made her happier the more she took, and she needed just enough happiness to survive in that little cottage. But that whole thing, rescuing her, was the worst thing I've ever done. I'd have much preferred a proper fight.
This is Miss Neat.
But that's the thing. You don't fight them. Take Miss Sunshine, for example. We spoke to Mr. Clumsy about the time he snuck into Mr. Happy's cottage. We thought maybe he could do it again and sneak her out while everyone was asleep. Then Mr. Mischief walked in and led Miss Sunshine out into the open air, right under Mr. Happy's nose. He didn't do anything. Maybe there was nothing he could do. I think he knew we were taking Miss Sunshine away. Maybe, deep down, he was glad to see the back of her.
Mr Tickle.
I told her what she needed to do. It was the right thing. I got her a hot air balloon, the kind she always loved, and she went high into the sky above the clouds. We didn't undo her, but like Daydream, she became the sunshine, so she could be with him. I'm sure they're happy now.
Goodbye, sunshine. It won't be long till we meet again. So women, we say so long goodbye till we meet again.
This is Mr Strong.
Next was Mr. Tickle. How could we persuade him to step aside like we had Miss Sunshine? He was Happy's confidant, and still popular. He was able to encourage others to do what they were told. He had no good reason to pack it in.
And Mr Sneeze.
In Coldland, the humans had never heard of the Mr. Men. Perhaps they'd heard me sneeze, but they'd never known Mr. Tickle. They'd never fallen suddenly on ice, only to look up and see him grinning. It was new ground, not like Nonsense Land, where humans watched their backs, always wary, always waiting. The offer was simple: exile, but not alone.
Finally, there was Mr. Impossible. For him, we had to do the unthinkable. We had to undo him. It was hard and went against everything we believed in, but it was the only way.
Mr Jelly and Quiet.
They let Mr. Mischief do what he does best, a big fire.
Right, I want you positioned here, and you by the doorway.
Mischief worked like a true expert, like a tradesman applying his craft. He placed dynamite at just the right points.
In precisely 4 minutes, that window will shatter and the horses will bolt.
There was a nod from Bossy. I put my fingers in my ears and then, boom! There was a clear escape route carved through the chaos. It led to Mr. Snow's ice cream van.
And this is Mr. Tall.
When Mr. Impossible appeared from the burning building, I seized my chance and snatched that big blue hat right off him. Didn't see it coming. Hadn't expected anyone to reach down and take it from above. By the time he realised, I was already half a mile away. I mean, that hat might have given him special powers, but has no effect on me. Looks good on me, though. I have a photo somewhere.
And Mr. Snow.
He didn't know we'd all decided to turn against him. He got into the van. He knew I was in there. I was the only one he'd ever shown any kind of fear. Would you like an ice cream? I smiled.
What are you doing here, you icy freak?
He tried one of his intimidating rebuttals, but it didn't work on me. He knew he was trapped.
You're the one who's impossible.
I smiled and whispered, "It's impossible to be impossible." I could see he was turning red. Maybe it was rage, or maybe he was trying to melt me. I closed my eyes and thought about Santa Claus and Christmas morning. Snow outside and a white Christmas. Nothing is truly impossible. I am the dreams of children. I am snowball fights, and I am the moments of sadness when the sunshine comes. I am love, laughter, and I am magic. And pop, he was undone.
We all did what we needed to do to survive. It's not easy being small, but it's far harder to be one of the Mr. Men.
The saddest part of the whole ranch mess was finding the wizard. There he was, chained to a wall, his magic keeping him alive. Whatever Mr. Impossible had done to him, it wasn't good. As Mr. Happy would say, he acted in a very human way.
Back to Mr. Sneeze.
It was exactly like Mr. Small had described all those years ago.
But he was all grey and old and had bruises and cuts all across his hands and face. It was a tiny dark room with damp stone walls, a real, dungeon feel, you know? The room smelled dirty, like a stable.
I carried him out, through the flames, the wreckage. I thought maybe there was something human left in him. People stared, moved aside, not with kindness, with fear. Not of him, of me. But I didn't stop. I thought maybe we could save something. His gown was in tatters, his arms hung down. That's when I saw them. The markings, the same as mine. I dropped him. My body just gave up. I couldn't breathe. Had he done this to me? Had I been made like him? And then he said it.
Thank you for looking after Mr. Snow for me.
Like Mr. Snow had been on loan. Like I'd borrowed his lawnmower.
Are you going to help me, Mr. Sneeze? Are you one of the good Mr. Men?
You don't get to claim him. You don't get to claim me. These tattoos are mine. They mean something because I fought to make them mean something.
I should undo all of you.
After all that, years locked up, tortured, and you're still exactly the same. The wand was just there, on the ground. I don't remember picking it up. I just remember the silence. And now they call me a hero. But I know what I did. I know what it means. And I don't think I want their thanks.
Oh! Goodbye, Mr. Happy. Don't be so sad. Sunshine has gone heaven, and really I know you're glad. Tickle needed humans as much as you needed love. Nobody died for you, and daydream is all above. Goodbye, Mr. Happy. It's time to go now.
I can honestly say Mr. Happy never spoke to me directly. I knew his voice from announcements and broadcasts, but he probably didn't know who I was. Or maybe he did. Maybe he knew every tiny detail about me, but decided not to talk to me anyway. There was so much awe around him. Awe, but also fear. Like his opinion was the most important opinion there was. I suppose that's why people wanted to be noticed by him.
This is Miss Fickle.
We'll likely never fully get why he did what he did, so we turned our focus to the how.
And this is Miss Busy, followed by Miss Shy.
The Purge, the ones who didn't survive, the bus, topsy-turvy land. The land shift came early and devoured everything. Somehow, he knew it would all happen, knew it enough to send Mr. Men to their undoing, all in one go.
Happy would have culled the nitwits too, if not for Mr. Funny. Imagine that. Him, saving 125 lives. Once Happy was out of the way, we searched his house. Carefully at first so not to disturb anything. And then the anger came. All of us. We tore the place apart, dragged everything out onto the lawn. There were toys of Mr. Men we didn't recognise, a locked box full of little white books, and a printing press.
Mr. Men, it's time to go.
This is Mr. Worry.
I was called in to authenticate the books hidden under Happy's floorboards. I was the expert. No one knew more about them than me. I knew the covers, the telltale maker's marks, the font sizes, the paper stock, the subtle changes that heralded each wave. These books existed. I held them in my hands, felt their weight, turned their pages, and my mind couldn't process it. So many titles I'd never seen before. Mr. Beefeater, Mr. Magic, Mr. Sorry. I wept. The missing pieces of a puzzle I thought I'd already completed. But then another realization struck. These books were genuine, but some of ours weren't. How had I not seen it? Mr. Noisy wasn't really called Mr. Noisy, he was Mr. Loud. And he had lived his entire life never knowing, never realising he was the rightful patriarch of Loudland. Happy had rewritten history, put out the fate books, taken Loudland for himself unopposed. And this had been happening for who knows how long. How had we not known? How had Happy done this to us all?
Mr. Quiet.
It wasn't just the printing press. There was notes, drawings, scribbles crossed out and rewritten, all in Happy's delicate handwriting. Then I found a book. I should have binned it. I gave it to Mr. Greedy. The book was called Mr. Fat.
I'm fat. So was all of Fatland. The worms, the trees, the birds, everything, round and squidgy, fat as you like. This is where my friend Mr. Skinny comes from, so with Happy changing that, rewriting history, removing the patriarch, Fatland was his for the taking. Annexed.
I deeply resent the idea that I am in fact a figment of Mr. Happy's imagination. The book that Greedy found, even though being a similar story to mine, was just rubbish. I'm real, I'm here right now. And technically I'm now also the patriarch of Fatland.
Oh, like most things with those dreadful little books, we'll probably never know. Okay. All right, got everything you need? I could do with getting on because I've got another lunch to get to, so...
Here's a list of some of the books they found. Little white books not available in a bookstore near you. Mr. Fat, Mr. Beefeater, Mr. Spendy, Mr. Gosh, Little Miss Safety, Little Miss Sleepy, Little Miss Laughter, Little Miss Envelope, Little Miss Green Apple, Mr. Magic, Mr. Sorry, and Mrs. Wrong. Gone. Undone. Killed by Happy. Effing disgraceful.
The final words now from the new leader of the Mr. Men, Miss Bossy.
He was exiled under indefinite house arrest in what was left of his cottage. Mr. Nonsense was able to put a special wall around the entire Happy Land.
Happy himself, to be taught a lesson.
Happy was to have no contact with other Mr. Men, and only humans were allowed to bring emergent supplies. Sometimes justice isn't neat, but it's necessary.
Thank you for listening to our story. It's strange, isn't it? How something that begins with laughter and colour can, over time, twist into something darker. Perhaps that's how it always goes. Not in one moment, but in slow turns, missed chances, and choices made for the wrong reasons. What matters is that we remember.
Muddle has very good memory and will not forget.
Do you remember Mr. Daydream? It's been a few years.
Yes, Daydream was blue and made of cloud.
And Happy. How long has it been since you last saw him?
It was 5 years ago.
Do you think you'd remember him if you saw him?
Yes, he was yellow and he had a smile.
What about his voice? Do you think you would remember what he sounded like?
Muddle, not sure, I don't know.
And to finish off, this is Mr. Mischief.
Remember that cassette tape Happy sent out? These days they dismiss it, call it a lie, a trick to scare people from their homes. But it wasn't all a lie. There's always a thread of truth running through deception. And this time, that thread led straight to Nonsense Land. Yes, there was a coup, an uprising. They made an example of the king of Nonsense Land, strung him up on a stage, executed him, made sure every human saw. If Mr. Happy had a neck, we'd have hung him in the square too. Let's not split hairs here. That is how you deal with murderers. Capital punishment. Fine phrase. Capital. But of course it wouldn't have meant anything. He'd have dangled for a moment, climbed down, taken a bow, show over, and then we'd all have to go home. Because that's the difference, isn't it? Our world was never real in the way theirs was. The stories we've heard go far beyond the pages of those little white books, yet we are still bound by their rules. No death, no real harm. And that brings me to myself. I've burnt things, yes, but they've always grown back. More or less. I've never killed anyone. Could I? Would I even be capable of it? There's no little white book where I bludgeoned Mr. Stamp the postman to death. But the human world? That was different. That was real. And it had consequences. Not that we ever spoke of such things. No, Mr. Men don't talk about coups or executions or gallows. It's all swept aside, dismissed as humans doing human things. Death was their concern, not ours. And Mr. Land itself, Mr. Happy's grand vision of a Mr. Men utopia, not mentioned. Perhaps it was truly wicked. Best not to tell the children. Wouldn't want to put ideas of separatism in their heads.
One day, Mr. Happy was locked inside his house. Why? Because he had been very, very naughty, and all the other Mr. Men had locked the door to teach him a lesson. "Oh dear," said Mr. Happy, "I hope I won't be locked in here forever." He didn't know what to do, so he decided to wash the dishes. Do you like washing dishes? Mr. Happy didn't, but his sink was full, and he couldn't put it off any longer. Little Miss Sunshine used to wash them for him, but now she was gone. She had gone up into the sky with the sunshine. Mr. Happy frowned. He missed her very much. He was so miserable that he said a very naughty word, and then, pop, another Mr. Happy appeared in the kitchen. "Oh, hello," said Mr. Happy. "Are you my twin brother? Have you come to share my exile?" "No," said the other Mr. Happy. "I've come to take your place." Mr. Happy grinned. "That's wonderful. I hate being locked up." Then Mr. Happy had an idea, a very sneaky idea. "I've got a magic box that makes me invisible," he whispered. "If you stay here, no one will notice when I sneak out." The other Mr. Happy didn't say anything. He just looked around the house. He looked at Mr. Happy's shiny ornaments and colourful posters. He looked at his Mr. Tickle clock and his Little Miss Trouble money box, and then he saw a picture, a very special picture. It showed Mr. Happy, Mr. Daydream, and Little Miss Sunshine. Do you know what he did next? He picked it up. "Don't touch that," snapped Mr. Happy. But the other Mr. Happy didn't listen. He threw the picture to the floor and crash, jumped on it. The glass smashed into tiny pieces. Mr. Happy gasped. There was something hidden inside that picture frame. Something secret, a little white book. The cover said Mr. Miserable. The other Mr. Happy smiled, but it wasn't a normal smile. It was too wide, and his teeth, oh dear, his teeth were much too sharp. "This is my book," he said. Mr. Happy's eyes grew wide. "Oh no," he whispered. "When you said you were taking my place, what did you mean? Where will I be?" Mr. Miserable laughed. "Isn't that a strange thing for someone miserable to do?" Then he walked to the sink and started washing the dishes. "You've done so much," he said. "You've spread misery like a black storm cloud. And now, at last, you are truly miserable." And then, pop, Mr. Happy was gone. Just like that. Undone. Okay, we're doing a full cast list this time. This in no particular order. Adam Grant was Mr. Bump. Richard Ashwell played both Mr. Clumsy and Mr. Fussy. Freya Storch was Miss Contrary. Paul Walsh was Mr. Dizzy. And Ejikeme Etudo played Dotty. We had John Lewis as Forgetful, Lara C as Miss Fun, Pete Hazell as Greedy, Dan C, aka Mr. Trekster, as Mr. Impossible. Chris Hirst-Bartlett played Lazy and Tickle. Nicola Proctor played Lucky and Miss Bossy. Fee Marchant was Miss Magic. Peter Baker was Mr. Messy. And Jordan Wistuba played Mr. Mischief and Grumpy. Valencia Spearpoint was Miss Naughty. Ellen Forrest was Neat. Simon Jackson played Mr. Nonsense. And Benjamin Goff was Mr. Nosy. Michael M. was Rush. Rob Jones was Mr. Silly. Mike Morris played Small with Pete McGiffin as Snooty. Flute the Voice was Mr. Snow. Jamie A. was Mr. Strong. Darren O. played Tall. Autumn Rose was Miss Wise. John Bonner was Mr. Worry. And Mandy Woods played Miss Trouble and Miss Scatterbrain. May I just say, they were all absolutely brilliant, and we're incredibly proud to have each of them in the cast. If you're working on an audio production of your own, please do take a look at the show notes and consider reaching out. Let them know you heard them here.
This production is unofficial and not connected to, approved by, or licensed by the rights holders of the Mr. Men and Little Miss characters. Mr. Men and Little Miss are trademarks of Thoip, a Sanrio company. All rights to the original characters and stories belong to them. You'll also hear versions of the theme song All Friends Together throughout the series. The original was written by Dave Cook. The books are published in the UK by Farshawe and in France by Hachette Jeunesse.